Jayson Gaddis here. Is it okay to have expectations in relationships? Is it okay to expect my partner to text me back in a reasonable time frame? Is it okay to demand that we go to couples therapy? Is it okay to ask my partner to change? Is it okay to expect a certain amount of sex per week or month? Is it okay? Like, we could make a huge list. Is it okay to expect my partner to ... Whew. Expectations are very loaded in relationships. And I want to help you reframe this conversation, okay? And let's start by clarifying, just write down your expectation right now. I expect my partner to, and just fill in the blank, okay? Just right now, I expect my partner to blank. And let's say I expect my partner to pull their weight and get a job so we're both earning, right? And that could be one expectation. Before we answer the question, is it okay or not, let's look at the impact when we have expectations of other people. So taking that example, is it okay that I expect my partner to earn money and contribute to our home and our income together, joint income together? Is that okay? What's the impact on them if I have that expectation of them? Let's say they don't have a job right now. Is that okay? Well, what's the impact if I had that expectation? I imagine if I put myself in the other person's shoes and I try to empathize, and you were coming at me and said, Jayson, I expect you to have money and to earn money. Jayson, I expect you to earn money. Okay? All of a sudden I feel pressure. Oh shit. I'm in trouble. Well, what if I don't get a job? What if I don't earn? And what if I don't contribute to our partnership? And I start to feel scared that I'm not going to live up to your expectation, right? And I'm like, uh-oh. And now we're in tricky terrain where you're up here and I'm down here, and you expect me to meet you in this sort of place. Uh-oh. I feel probably criticized, and I feel like not accepted for who I am and where I'm at. Let's do another example. Let's say you expect me, you're up here and I'm down here, and you expect me to come to couples coaching or couples therapy with me because we're having problems. And you say, Jayson, you need to come to couples therapy. We are in a bad place, blah, blah, blah. I expect this of you. And I'm like, uh-oh. So again, what do I feel? I feel shame. I feel less than. I feel judged and criticized. I feel defensive. Okay, uh-oh. So we have to look at these dynamics that when you expect other people to do ... you've got to feel into and imagine what it's like to be them on the receiving end. And a lot of us are going to feel judged, criticized, made wrong, belittled, condescended, patronized. We're going to feel a lot of these things because it feels bad to have another person saying, you are not living up to my expectations. Okay, so when you ask your partner to change or expect them to do some behavior that's different, understand human behavior that they might not get on board with that. Now, we still haven't answered the question, is it okay to have expectations? I'm going to say, of course it's okay, but understand the cost. Now, let's reframe the word expectation to need, and then we'll take it a step further after the word need. So what if I said, I need you, Jayson, to come to couples therapy? That feels a little different than I expect you to come to couples coaching or therapy. Feel a little better, but I need. Now my partner's got all these needs, and they're feeling kind of needy and demanding and shit, and I don't like that. And they're asking me to change so that they can get a need met. Not sure I like that either. Okay, so need is a possibility. And then let's change it to want. Jayson, I want you to come to couples coaching or couples therapy. I want you to. I feel like I got choice. I immediately feel like I've got choice. Well, I can come or not because you want me to. You don't need me to, and you don't expect me to. So semantics matters. Just notice the difference, right? I expect, I need, I want. Okay, so that's a communication tip, is frame whether you have expectations or not, and a lot of us do, and it's okay to have some, not many, but some. Try to phrase it as a want, and I think it's going to go a lot better for you, all right? That's a little communication tip. Now let's come back to just the fundamental, is it okay to have an expectation? And I'm going to say yes, and I'll tell you what I expect of my wife, okay? And we don't even talk about this anymore. I don't even know if we talked about it in the beginning much, because we were so aligned. So I expect that my wife does her work when she has blind spots or an issue with me and we get into a fight. I expect her to look at her part, and I expect myself to look at my partner or my part, okay? I expect her to go to therapy if she needs it or get help from her friends, and I expect to do the same so that we can overcome the impasse and be connected and feel good together. I also expect my partner to, like my wife expects me to, apologize or repair a conflict in a way that works. So I might need to learn some things. So she's going to expect me to learn, how do I behave and what do I need to say to help her nervous system calm down? So in that way, we have expectations of each other, but they've become implicit in operating, just part of our operating system as a couple. We don't talk about expectations because I don't stand there with my arms folded and my finger pointing saying, honey, I expect you to do this and you better or else. That just doesn't even occur to us. It's just part of the water we swim in. We just both live up to our expectations of ourselves because we want to be the best partner we can be. And I want to feel known. I want to feel seen, understood. I want to feel emotionally safe. Like I can express myself in a safe way in my home. And these are expectations, but we don't talk about them as such. We just have, you could call it an agreement that's like, look, we want an awesome relationship. So we both need to put in effort and do a certain amount of work here and lift the metaphorical weights to create and co-create an awesome partnership. So I think it's better to move in this direction where you find aligned friends and partners than it is to find a partner who becomes a pain in the ass, who won't kind of pull their weight. And then now you're trying to change them and you expect all these things from them and they're like not interested. They can't do it and they're just going to shut down to you. See what I'm saying? So be careful about expectations with those kind of people because it's probably not going to go anywhere. If you and I open a business together and we both invest $100,000, I hope that we have expectations of each other. And the main one is pull your fucking weight. Do your job. Put in effort. Work hard. That's a fundamental understanding of humans, that if we're going to invest and like raise a family together or start a business together, there's some expectations. And it's the basic one is pull your weight. Do the work. So move away from people who don't want to do the work. Then the expectation, because they're never going to live up to your expectation there, and they don't want to. And you're going to be in a very painful relationship dynamic if you expect that of them, okay? And then you might consider, remember, needs. You kind of need some things. Look, I need to feel emotionally safe. I need to be in a relationship where we repair after conflict. If it gets hard, both of us repair and we acknowledge and we take ownership and we validate and we learn how to like be together in a good way. I need that. You need that. So that's a fundamental human need to have a successful, secure partnership over time. But we don't need to talk about all the things we need. We can just say, I'm going to create this with you. I want this. Will you do this dance with me? And not everybody will, and not everybody wants to. Find people who have the same expectations that you have of yourself in a partnership, that they have of themselves. That way you can change this whole expectation game and make it a much more fulfilling experience, right? And then the partnership that my wife and I are on is an adventure. It's a grand adventure on this journey called life. And it's going really well because we both have that expectation of ourselves. And we wouldn't be partnered with someone who didn't have that expectation of themselves. Hopefully this video was helpful. Leave a comment below, subscribe to my channel, and stand up for yourself in your relationship and find willing people.